Hey everyone, in this video I'm doing a knotless box braids demonstration. It is very close, very detailed, and it is not sped up. So hopefully if you don't know what you're doing, you'll learn after this video. So let's get right into it. For the very front of her hair, I'm using the edge booster, the all solid color. I only use the all solid color one. I don't really like the other one. And I'm also using the red shining gem. And I really only picked that up because it's black owned. So yes, Black Lives Matter. So I'm starting off, I'm just parting her hair using a little a little product to get that part straight. And yeah, that's that. So now I have my first section that I'm going to work with, and I'm using my comb to just separate that front part just because it's easier for me to do it that way, so I can keep that very first braid, the front part as smooth as possible. Then I'll just break the last remaining piece. I'll break that into two pieces, and I'll proceed with the first wraparound of the braid. For knotless box braids, I only do one wraparound before I start adding hair. So here you'll see me doing one wraparound, and then you see me adding a small amount of hair. So when I'm adding my first piece of hair with the first braid, I make sure that piece is smaller. So being that it's in the front of her head, that I want to use a smaller piece. And then I'll kind of gradually get a tiny bit bigger. So you see that second piece is a tiny bit bigger, and then I'll just proceed with the braid. So I'm just going to continue to add hair until I get the braid to the desired size that I'd like it to be. Being that this is a front braid, there's not really a number that I can say for how many pieces of hair to add, because it's going to be different for this braid, just because there's less hair in this braid, just because the front of her hair, the front and the back is typically thinner than, say, the middle of the hair. So you just got to keep that in mind, especially when keeping the braids the same size. So I can also say that when adding hair, I usually don't increase the size of the portions that I'm using after about the third time. So I do that just because it's easier to make smaller pieces look natural than having a piece that's too big. And we're on to the next braid. So same thing we did with the first braid. I like to use my edge booster at the beginning of these knotless box braids, just because I don't like to see the hair wrinkle, fold, curl. I don't like to see none of that. And that edge booster really smooths it down. So I'm going to use the edge booster at the top of the braid. Then I put a little bit of edge booster on the part, get the part straight. Then I grab my 3 pieces, braid one time around, and then I start to add my hair. to stay out of y'all way. I really am. But I keep on blocking the camera, probably because I'm left-handed and I have to reach over to grab the hair with my left hand. But anyway, as you can see for this braid, I added less pieces than I did for the first braid, just because this braid is thicker. Well, her natural hair is thicker, so it's causing the braid to be thicker naturally, so I don't have to add as much hair. But I typically like to add a piece when the natural hair runs out, just to make the braid slim down more gradually and naturally. So all that's left to do now, I just need to braid down the remaining portion of the braids and lay her baby hairs. I did both of those things off camera. I wish I would have laid her baby hairs on camera, but I was not thinking about it. So we got some nice clean parts going on, some nice symmetrical braids. Yes, I love it. So just make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment down below any styles you like to see me do, any questions you may have. Thank you so much for watching.